Hey guys, Ryan Earnhardt here from CreativeSoundLab.tv. Well, today we're checking out a guitar isolation cabinet by Bad Axe Cabs. The guy behind Bad Axe Cabs, Grant, he's a super cool guy, and he asked if I wanted to check this thing out. You know, it's a little bit different from what I usually do. I usually set a guitar amp on a piano bench and record in kind of the open room. But the idea of having musicians playing together always takes priority. And this is a way that I can get more musicians playing together at the same time. Having something like this to isolate a guitar amp would be actually really great. So the question for me is, how well does the isolation work? And does it sound good? They actually have a few different models, and this is the largest model. It's called the Truckin 212. The build quality is really nice, and there's a lot of thoughtful features built in. For instance, there is 2 mic inputs, there's a guitar input, there's a speaker input, and there's also a line input that is connected via a combo jack. You can also run a head outside of the cabinet and run just a passive cabinet inside using the 14 gauge speaker wire. And there's also a really nice touch with the PowerCon connector. This is the first time I've actually seen one of these in person, and it's a really nice locking connector that locks in the AC power into the Truckin 212. The ventilation system is also really well thought out. It actually created kind of a nice channel for the air to flow up from the bottom, past all the vacuum tubes, and right out the top. I really didn't have any issues of this overheating. Now, these passageways through the ventilation system is also how the cable is routed. So it's minimizing the amount of holes that are in the enclosure itself and maximizing the isolation that it provides. Inside we have 2 AC power connections. One is occupied by the fan, and this automatically turns on when you plug in the PowerCon connector. Some other really nice features are the high quality caster wheels that roll really nice and smoothly no matter what the weight of the amp that you have inside. We also have really nice trim and locking latches, and also wells for a second cabinet if you decide to stack 2 of these. And finally, the actual absorption material is kind of a 1-2 punch. We have the actual foam that is more of the aesthetic, but we also have some fiberglass underneath that really does a lot of the heavy lifting for the isolation. Another cool feature is the built-in RF protection. So we can see that it's really well built. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. Overall, the various models offered by Bad Axe Cabs vary in price between $1,000 and $1,100. So it's definitely an investment. But when you think about the thousands of dollars you already have invested between your guitar, your pedal board, and finally your amp, it really sucked not to be able to use it. So this enables you to use your entire rig at full volume and get away with it no matter what the venue that you play at. So let's run a test. Let's set up the guitar amp in the open room here like I usually would and see how loud it gets. Then we'll put it in the Bad Axe cab and just have the lid open. And then finally in the Bad Axe cab with the lid closed and see what the difference is in sound pressure. For this test, I'm setting up a Vanguard stereo room mic, the V44S, and I'm not going to adjust the volume at all. So what you're hearing is what it sounds like in real life. Here we go. Okay, that's crazy. That was 20 dB of the low end. And with the Bad Axe cab actually closed, it's quiet enough you could actually talk over it, because a lot of the frequencies that are escaping the cabinet are actually low frequencies. The attenuation of the high frequencies I think is more than 20 dB. And for the low frequencies, it's about 20 dB. It's really impressive. Once again, here's the difference of no Bad Axe cab and with the Bad Axe cab. Crazy, okay? Crazy. And that's the same mic level, okay? So it's huge. And I can still hear it a little bit in the control room, but I can really hear the sound of the guitar amp through my monitors. and really make sure that I know what tone I'm actually getting and capturing. So speaking of the tone and how it records, let's try setting up some mics inside and see how it actually sounds. We're going to do the same test. No BAT-X cab, with the BAT-X cab open top, and finally with the BAT-X cab closed up and sealed. First up is an SM57 double-tracked hard left and hard right. Okay, let's try it with a ribbon mic. This is the AEA N22. Also double tracked, hard left and hard right. Let's also go through just kind of a quick fire demonstration of those same audio files put in the context of a mix with drums and bass. As far as the actual noisiness of the fan itself, I did a test on that too. So let's go to the back of the cabinet and just have a listen. So this is me at a whisper, about 14 inches from the dB meter. Yeah, so you can hear that it is audible, but it is really pretty quiet. Now, if this were done in like a church environment, people on stage could probably hear the fan. People in the front row of a quiet church probably wouldn't hear it. In a club environment, I don't think people on a stage could really hear the fan at all. In a studio environment, it's probably comparable to maybe a large PC computer running. I probably wouldn't do a vocal track with this in the same room running. I'd probably power it down. But overall, it's nothing that really is that disruptive in the studio. And especially if it was done with something else loud in the room we're tracking, that fan noise probably really wouldn't bother me at all. So overall, I've had a great experience with this BAT-X cab. It's been really good. It's offered really good isolation. So overall, I think this is a really nice product. It's really well built, and it is truly badass. So, this is the Truckin 212 by BAT-X Cabs. I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are. I'd be curious to know on the economics, the transportation, and the use of something like this. Hanging out in the comments below.